The seventh and final Lincoln-Douglas debate took place in Alton, Illinois on October 15, 1858. It was the last of 7 famous debates between Abraham Lincoln and Stephen A. Douglas during their campaign for a U.S. Senate seat. Although Douglas ultimately won the Senate election, the debates helped make Lincoln a nationally recognized political figure and paved the way for his election as president in 1860. The debate focused primarily on slavery and its expansion into U.S. territories. Douglas's doctrine was that of popular sovereignty, the idea that territories should decide for themselves whether to allow slavery or not. Lincoln's argument that slavery was morally wrong and should not be allowed to spread into new territories, while emphasizing he was not advocating for immediate abolishment for where it already existed. Today, the debate is commemorated at Lincoln-Douglas Square, where life-size bronze statues of Lincoln and Douglas stand near the location of the original debate. Historical markers explain the significance of the event, making it one of Alton's premier historic attractions because it marks the place where one of the most influential political debates in American history came to a close. I mentioned in my previous video at the American Oddities Museum, I would tell you more about the next fellow. A notable young man that once called Alton home, Robert Pershing Wadlow was born in Alton on February 22, 1918. Wadlow was the tallest man to ever live. His final height measured 8 feet, 11 and 1/2 inches tall, and roughly weighed 490 pounds. Robert reached 6 feet tall by the time he was only 8 years old. Careers for the gentle giant were limited, so Robert embraced promotional opportunities and entertainment to make a living. Robert traveled for the International Shoe Company, which supplied him with special-made size 37 shoes. Today, you can still find his shoes on display at several locations across the United States, including Hayes Shoe Store in Cuba, Missouri. If you're traveling Route 66, make sure you stop by to take a look. In 1936, Robert began making appearances with the Ringling Brothers Barnum and Bailey Circus. To avoid the stigma of being a side or freak show, Robert maintained his dignity by making appearances wearing his suit and tie. Robert was able to visit 41 states, over 800 cities, and logged over 300,000 travel miles. Robert walked with a cane and was forced to wear braces on his legs. One of these braces rubbed on Robert's legs, causing a wound. Because of Robert's poor circulation, he was not aware a problem developed. The wound became infected, causing Robert to pass away in his sleep from sepsis on July 15, 1940. He was only 22 years old. A special casket had to be built for Robert. It was 10 feet long and 32 inches wide. The casket weighed 1,000 pounds. It required 12 pallbearers and an additional 8 men to manage his casket. I did locate a photo of me with Robert from 2002 while visiting Ripley's Believe It or Not Museum near Dallas, Texas. Alton still honors this local legend. Visitors can stand next to his life-size bronze statue near the campus of SIU School of Dental Medicine, located at 2810 College Avenue in Alton. There's even a life-size statue of Robert's special-made recliner where you can have a seat. I look like a little kid since my feet don't touch the ground. While I was standing next to his statue, I couldn't help but feel a tinge of sadness for Robert, which made me hold his hand. Even though it sounds like he made the most of what life dealt him, I can't imagine how being so unusual made everyday life hard on him, and to pass away at such a young age was just tragic. Everything I read about Robert was that he was polite, soft-spoken, humble, and patient with the public. Robert was friendly with children who were fascinated by his size. I located a short video on YouTube with real footage of Robert with a young child that I'll try to link the video above if I can, or put the information in the description box. Surprisingly, the video shows a small child holding his hand the same way I felt compelled to do. My last stop in Alton was Oakwood Cemetery to pay my respects to Robert. The tallest man that ever lived, Robert P. Wadlow, February 22nd, 1918 to July 15th, 1940. He was measured at 8 feet and 11 inches. It's nice somebody put a wreath on his grave. It looks like he's got some family members around him. Looks like people come and leave you coins.
I'm sure a lot of people come and visit your grave.
After visiting Mr. Wadlow's grave, it was finally time for me to leave the area and head back over the Mississippi River back into St. Louis, Missouri. This is day 11 of my road trip if we're still keeping track. Come back for the next video where we visit some well-known people. Until next time, bye for now.